it's another level with Alex Smith when you look at the numbers. He very rarely turns the ball over at this point in his career.
Yeah, he's had a low rate pretty much his whole way. I mean, Kirk would go in streaks. When it went bad, it would get real bad. But Alex is, he's just an older quarterback who can do things, comfortable in what he can do himself, and we haven't seen that in a long time between, RG3 and Kirk. We've seen two young quarterbacks for a number of years now. This guy's, he's used to things. When he answers questions, he kind of grins like you're a dummy or something. But, he just, in a nice way, though. I'll say that, unlike, say, Jeff George, who would grin at you and think you're an idiot.
Right.
So he's not going to be the problem this year. I did wonder did he have the chemistry with certain people, having not played with them in the preseason, but that didn't seem to be any problem in game one.
No. I think the only surprise, really, was how much they pounded the football, and it was a pleasant surprise, right? Adrian Peterson wasn't here 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden he's carrying the burden, the majority of the load. Now, part of that was because they got off to a big lead, and it was conducive to that. I just wonder, do you think that's something that's sustainable? Certainly, I don't think 26 carries a week is, but do you think that him, a balanced attack with him getting the vast majority of the carries is the way they're going to go?
Yeah, there's no way to know how long Adrian Peterson's really going to last for him. The guy's a kind of an amazing person. He maybe goes the whole year. I just say ride him till you can't. I mean, if he's going to be good, keep on giving him the ball, do what you just did. And that's going to be a little tougher in a couple games coming up against Green Bay and especially New Orleans. You're going to throw the ball a lot more. But, yeah, I'd run him as much as you can. And if he's only got 8 games in you, fine. Then we'll switch it over to somebody else.
Right.
But, Rick, you point out in your column that maybe the deal is that Gruden has never been run first because he hasn't really had a viable option. He's had guys like Rob Kelly, and they're just not guys who are good enough to be a run-first offense. But with Peterson, maybe gives him a different option, different look.
Yeah, that's what I thought the Guy century was going to just be catastrophic for them, because here was a really good running back who could make a difference, which they have not had. They've been playing with spare parts for a while. And, luckily Peterson stepped up at least for 1 week, but maybe, for a while. I mean, I can't say he's going to drop off next week. It gives Gruden something he never did have. And with Thompson, man, 1-2, 1-2, they're all over the place. And it was a perfect offense for them. Now, I don't know if Arizona's going to the Super Bowl, but, they showed everything they I mean, to me, I'd stay more running to Pearson anymore and swap your offense over more passing at that point and fool people that haven't seen everything you can do. It's almost like you hold back plays right now because you don't need them.
Right. What about defensively? They were just remarkable. What they were able to do to keep Arizona from gaining first downs was incredible. I can't remember a performance like that, frankly.
It was 30-5 at one point.
Yeah, I just can't remember a performance like that defensively. In fact, did I see a stat? Is this right? Has it been like 15 or 20 years or something since the Redskins have had a shutout? Was that accurate? Did I read that properly?
Correct.
Yeah, sounds right.
That's bizarre.
I actually go back farther. They had 3 and 6 weeks since the beginning of '91 season.
Think about
They went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 and 6
Well,
weeks.
that was a dominant team.
And then we haven't had any since?
Yeah.
Right, none since.
Well, it's hard to shut a team out, even a bad team.
Okay, but 90, what is that? What's the math on that? How many years ago is that? That's like
It was
28 years or something?
27, 28.
I think it says 460 games.
That's it. That's just remarkable. So they were real close to it.
They were.
Played unbelievable. The one question mark, we all saw it, and maybe it was by design, was the lack of the pass rush. I don't know. What do you attribute that to? Was that just Bradford getting rid of the ball? Was that by design? Maybe they wanted to stay back a little bit. They were obviously geared up to stop the running game. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Well, I don't think they held back any. I think Arizona managed to keep them away, but Bradford does have a decent quick release. Dunbar was the one that really stood out to me. I was like, whoa, this kid's playing fearlessly.
Yeah.
I mean, Fitzgerald had 7 catches, 1 long one, but he didn't have an impact on the game. The secondary really played well without the pass rush really helping them out that much. The middle, I still wonder about the middle of their defense. I probably shouldn't, but the run defense was okay. I mean, statistically, Arizona wasn't horrible, but they didn't manage to do anything.
Yeah, by the way, I saw Pro Football Focus had Kerrigan with 4 pressures. It's a quiet pressure. I think that they were around him a little bit. It's just that They were throwing so many short passes.
Right.
Bradford never went downfield that it's hard to get at a quarterback when he's getting rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds.
The other part was the tackling was really good. Where'd that come from? In the preseason, it was horrible.
Right.
But they did manage to wait in time. That was the key, really a big key for them. They made several good open single tackles.
So what is your estimation? I mean, I've said I don't think they're going to play a more dominant game this year. Like, that's an outlier. We typically, our games are nip and tuck. I think this, a different game. It'll be but I think it's going to be a lot more difficult. So I don't think they're as good as they were in week 1, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I just saw Hurricane Florence is heading toward Atlanta. I hope they don't tear it up because the Redskins need it for a Super Bowl. So, I think I've always said I thought this team could win between 6 and 9 games. I'd now say maybe 10. They could if they stay healthy. Look, they've already lost Geis. I guess they lost Cam Sims. I don't know if it's a season-ending IR they put him on.
I don't think so.
Man, you're a rookie and you get hurt on the first play of the season. Oh, wow, that's awful.